Guys, yeah, so we started the HTML right now, right? So we have a design. We're gonna follow what this design has, but we're gonna use our own images. All I want you to do is follow my instructions, follow what I do. Trust me, you will be able to succeed in this. This is gonna be such a cool project because it's gonna show you what it feels like to be a full stack developer from scratch. Guys, like I said, this page looks hideous. It's ugly, so we need to put some sauce on it. Put a little drip, you know, put a little drip on that, alright? Guys, let's do this, man. Let's put that sauce into this thing. Let's look at the design. Let's see how it looks now. Let's put this, you know, this little sauce on it, alright? So we're going to start with the logo. Then from there, we're going to continue with this, the header. So yeah, and let's just build upon the whole page, right? Let's see. Cool. So we're gonna start with the SASS here. Like I told you guys, we're gonna say, hold on, give me a second. I gotta look at this design. So we got this. That's like a font weight 700. So let's go. For now, let me delete all of this stuff. So let's say logo. Now we have ID, which is header, and then inside of it we have the logo, we have the menu. Now let's do this. Let's see the magic. See how this thing starts shaping up in 1 second. Whoa. Let's clean this up. Cool. Alright, now we have header, we got logo. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna start font weight 700. You know, that's to make it thick. Okay. You see, it got thicker now. Now let's do font size. Let's say 30 pixels for now. Or we could just finesse it and see how much is that. Like 36. Okay, so let's say 36 pixels. Cool. Alright, what else? We got logo. That's fine for now. Now let's do the menu. Got the menu here. It's probably like size 14, size 16. Okay, cool. Now let me see what else. Okay, we're gonna say A, and we're gonna say LI, or we could just leave it like that for now. Font size 16 pixels, and then font weight, let's say 300. Okay, it's looking good now. Now let's do this. We're gonna make this into display inline block, and this we're gonna copy this. We're gonna do the same thing for the menu, display inline block. You see now they're both next to each other. Let me put this right here. Okay, now we're going to say menu float right. Now it's floating right. Now we're gonna say, we're gonna do the same thing for this. We're gonna say, see how these things are stacked up like that? Is because they're all display block. We gotta make them into display inline block, right? And that's because of the LIs. So inside of this, we're gonna come here and we're gonna say LI display inline block. Now, you guys are probably, if you don't know about SASS, what the hell is going on here? What this is doing is basically saying like this in regular CSS. It's saying dot menu a li and then putting in the style. This is the same thing as this. So if I comment that, it should be the same. You see? That's what it's doing. But with SASS, it makes it easier because we know that these things are inside of the menu and inside of the anchor link, right? So then we know that we have an li inside of it. So with SASS, we just put it right inside of it. We don't have to remember the order of it, of saying, oh, dot menu a link and then li. That's annoying. At least this, you know exactly what's going on. Like you could read it and say, okay, we got a header, and inside of it we have a logo and a menu, and then inside of the menu we have the anchor link, and then inside of the anchor link we have the li. You see? And everything works perfectly. And then from there, the SASS is being compiled thanks to, you know, to me that I hooked you guys up, and then the CSS is being sent here. You see, it's being compressed, and all your CSS is there. Alright, now you guys are good. You guys can use this thing for anything, you know, any project that you guys might want to work on or your own personal projects. Alright, so let's do this thing. Let's start setting this up. So there's like a space from there to there. Let's say 42 pixels. Okay, so let's say 40 pixels. Alright, so let's do on the header, there's a padding, which is the space of inside, right? Padding, 40 pixels on top. Let's say, let's not put anything else for now until later on. All right, so see, now we got that space. Now you good. Whoops. This thing is recording in the background. Sorry guys. Okay, close this up. Okay, what else? Now we got that. Let me put this here so I can always remember to click on it. Okay, now on hover and on active, the font's supposed to be red. So we're gonna say on hover of the li, no, on hover of the a, we're going to say and hover background red. Now, it's not the background what we want. We want the text. So I just wanted to make sure that it worked. So on that, we're gonna say color red. Now, also too, we need to give this thing a space. So we're going to do something like this. We're gonna say padding 15. Let's say 10 pixels. 10 pixels and 15 pixels. So 10 pixels on top, 15 pixels inside, right? Now let's do this thing. Border box. The reason why I'm searching is for you guys to, you know, see that at any moment you could just go to Google and search these things and it's gonna show up, right? Box sizing, border box. What this means is gonna calculate the padding, and it's gonna calculate the border, it's gonna calculate the margin, everything to have a set width. So if I say, hey, this thing is gonna be 200 pixels, no matter what padding I put in, or no matter what margin I put in inside of it, it should be 200 pixels. So, you know what I mean? So, okay, let's do this. So, we're gonna do this. We're gonna say, where's the star? I usually like to do that, which the star means on everything, add this style to it. So let's see what else. Cool. Now you see this little underline is annoying me. We're gonna take that out. So we're gonna say text, let's say text transform uppercase, because we want it to be uppercase, right? And then text decoration, which right now has an underline. I hate that. So we're gonna say none. I'm gonna save. So remember, every time you click Command S, or I think in Windows is Control S, automatically the page re-renders itself. So you have to save, guys. It's not like automatically. It's like you have to save the file, whatever file you're working on, and then it refreshes. Okay, now let's see what else. We got this home, lookbook, men's, women's, news. Cool. Okay, what else we got? We got the image. So let's insert the image, which this is something that I didn't do on the last video. So let's do this now. So we say slash, which means the root directory, which means is whenever you say image, and then from there, whatever it is. So we're gonna look in here. We got bape.png. So I made it pretty simple for you guys. So img slash bape.png. Oh, that's the girl. I don't know if I want the girl right now. I want the, let me see, babe 2. I want that kid here. Cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say, we're going to go into another section. We're going to say here, I think we created an ID that says content area. And like I said, guys, I'm freestyling this thing. This thing is not pre-recorded. This is not like me, like, oh my God, you know, so there might be mistakes. There might be things that I go back to it, but it's like you could see me code live. This is exactly what it feels like to be a developer, right? Okay, so content area, what else? We got model inside, right? And then we have info. Cool. Now, for the model, for now, we're going to say width. Let's say, what's the width? Let's do a max width. Max width of, let's say 500. Keep it simple, nothing too crazy. Let's say 500 pixels. So the max width, what it's saying is the maximum width that the image is going to become is 500 pixels. Now, I kind of messed up because what I'm doing it right now is on the model, but we have to say it's on the image. So we copy this. We give it the max width to the image. So there you go. Cool. Now, let's say for the model area, we're going to make this width 50%. Okay, 50% of the screen, and we're gonna say text align center. So what this is gonna do is center the image of that area. So as you can see, background, if I go like this, you will see that it's 50% of the side of the whole width, right? You see that, right? Okay, cool. All right, now let's do this. What else? Change the background, remove this. We might do it later. Okay, what else we gotta do? We have to style this. So this is where we're gonna do some work, kids. I don't know where to put this. Okay, let me put it here for now. So we have the info area. So in the .info, we're gonna say with 50%. Now, as you can see, this thing is not wrapping around. It's not saying, it's not going here right next to it. And there's a reason for that. It's because both of these are display block. When it's this display block, what it means is it's taking the whole area here, the whole space of the whole page, right? Now, when you put it on display inline block, what it means is it's only taking the space that you give it or the space that's inside of it. Meaning, if you have an image or you have content inside of it, it only goes to that maximum width, right? So let's do that. Let's say display inline block, and let's copy this for both of them. Okay, cool. Now let's see why it's not going, it's not wrapping around. Okay, make sure. Model, content area. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let's look at the HTML. We got content area, which should be good, model, and then info. This should be good right now. Let's see if we do float left. Okay. Now, as you can see, is 50%. Now, let me see something. Cool. That's 50%. So that's 50%. Okay. Alright. Cool. So now it should be good. Now let's do the other parts. Let's say, what was it? I think it's H5 and H1. So inside of info, we're gonna put H5. I usually like to keep things in order. So as you can see, the H5 is here, H1 is there, paragraph is here, and then from there the sizes and then the button. So I usually like to keep everything in order so like that I can know how things are already laid out. So let's do this. I'm gonna say background red, text transform. We want it to be uppercase. We want font size, let's say, is that the same? I think 14 pixels. Then we're gonna do supreme shot, hooded. Okay, let me see, background red, uppercase. What else? Oh yeah, we gotta make this thing into display inline block. You see, when it's by default, every div, every element is display block, except I think span. But every element is already display block. You see how it goes from there to the end? Because it's automatically taking all that space. So what you want to do is say display inline block. Cool. Now let's do that. Let's gonna put a little padding. Oops, padding. We're gonna say 10 pixels all around. That's too big. Let's do 5 pixels all around. Still, it's not that great. Let's do font weight 700 because it's bold. And let's do color white. Now, is it exactly like it? Not that much. I think what we have to do is basically put in a padding of 10 pixels on the side. Let's do 8 pixels. Alright, starting to look more like it. Now, the font weight, we gotta make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, cool. Now, let's do this. For the H1, oops. Now, I'm gonna show you this. If you go and make a mistake and you delete something, like let's say a bracket that it was supposed to be there, something's gonna happen. See, it's gonna mess up. Now, if I come here and I go like this, it's still gonna mess up, and it should give me an error here. You see? Remember, you always gotta be running yarn watch. So on top of this, yarn watch. That's what's gonna run everything for you. All right. So okay, let's fix this up. Because what it was asking for, it was the closing bracket of this. It didn't have a closing bracket, so it was messing up. Okay, so let me see. Everything's fine. It's running smooth. Okay, let's do this. Okay, display inline block, background red. What else we gotta do? Okay, supreme shot hooded jacket, which is the title, which is the H1. H1 supreme shot hooded jacket. Let's do it. Let's say font size. Let me find out what size is that. 44. Okay. Font weight 700. Now let's say color black, which is 000. Now let me see, jacket dripping sauce. Now let's see what else. Okay, we're missing one more thing. Okay, let me see. Boom, paragraphs. Let's go to the paragraph. Okay, paragraph. We're gonna say font weight. It looks pretty light, so let's put this out. Let's put this at 100 for now, just to see how it looks. Okay. Line height 1.5. Line height, what it's going to do is give the space between the words, as you can see. Alright. Okay. Now what else? Okay, we got line height. We also got to give on the H1, we got to give this a space. So we're gonna do line height, just in case it gets too big. Let's put it 1.2 or 1.3. And now the margins is the space outside of the element. So let's say on top, we're going to give this, how much space is that? Let's say 30 pixels. And then left and right, give it a 0. See, now that's too big. So we gotta bring this down a little bit. Let's do it by 24. See, right there, it's not that bad. Now, what else? Now let's do this size. Cool. Okay, let me see. We're doing the sizes, right? I think I'm gonna have to break down this video into 2 parts because it's crazy. We're doing 24 minutes already. I mean, that's how it is, guys. When you're working, it might take longer. You're actually seeing this live. So, you know, okay, div, classes, sizes, title, UL class. Okay, so we got sizes. inside of the info. And then inside of that, we got other things inside of it. So sizes, and then title, and then size. So, matter of fact, we gotta rename this. We're gonna rename this to size and this into sizes. So it makes more sense. Okay, so we got size, and then we have title and sizes. Title, sizes, title, sizes. Okay, what else? Now let's do this. We're gonna say font size, let's say 14 pixels. Font weight, let's say 500. Yeah, that makes more sense. Now we're going to make each one of these into circles. Okay, so we got sizes, li, you're gonna say border, radius, and then we're gonna say 50%, and then we're gonna say display inline block, right, to make it inline. And then we're going to say border 1 pixel solid, and then we're gonna put it to black. Okay, right now it looks like shit, but it's alright, because all we gotta do is fix this up. Okay, we're gonna make this height, we're gonna make this in perfect square, so it could be perfect circles. So let's do this by 30 pixels with 30 pixels. Okay. Now we're gonna do something crazy. We're gonna do something crazy. We're gonna add extra classes to these things. And we're gonna say class circle, class circle, class circle, and then this is not circle. This semi. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna divide this. Matter of fact, let's delete this thing. We don't have to put in semicircle to those. Or maybe we do. Sorry. Remember, guys, I'm freestyling this thing. This is not like, you know, I already have this thing planned. This is like I'm looking at the design and you're basically coding with me. So there's going to be mistakes, and that's alright. Okay, now let's see. Font size 12 pixels, display inline block 50%. What else? Now we're gonna say the ones that have circle, they're gonna be height 30 pixels with 30 pixels. The rest are going to be The rest are going to be semicircles, right? So we're gonna say semicircle, and we're gonna say height 30 pixel, and then we're going to do padding let's try this. I'm just trying it, see how it comes out. All right, now let's make this into fonts, border radius 5 pixels. All right, that's looking better. Now, okay. Now let me see. What else can we do to this? I think we just gotta fix the padding on this thing. And it's the same thing as the circles. We gotta say 0. Alright. Now, what else can we do to this? I think we could do a center of those letters with flex boxes. Center vertically. I'm not a huge fan of flex boxes, but for this, we'll just use it. So let's say for now, I'm just gonna put it here. 1 second. So what this is saying, aligner display flex. So we're gonna put this into sizes. No, we're gonna put this into here. And then inside of it, which one's the one that's center? Aligner item, which is max width 50%. Let me see if that worked so far. Okay, you see? Yes. It's centered it. Now, to basically, okay, size. This is good. Now I want everything display flex, align items. Now what's the options for this? There you go. Inline flex, guys. So somehow I'm not even good with flex boxes, guys. As you can see, I'm not. But somehow if I Google things, the things that I don't know, the things that I don't use every single day, because there's a million times million types of different situations that you're gonna bump into when it comes to coding. You just need to know how to search, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be able to create anything. GGG, you already know it's your boy Joe back at it again, man. Listen, make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video, man. By the way, if you want to know exactly what courses I took to become a web developer, they're right there in the description. It's no secret. It's nothing crazy. It's no secret gift that I had. It's just pretty much I took the courses. They're pretty cheap. They're like $15 each on specials. And just listen, man, change your life, change your lifestyle. Do something fun and something cool that you could call a career. Bow.